Greetings of the day. Dear students, in this session, we are going to learn about metallic coatings. The metals are very important in several applications like infrastructure, manufacturing, productivity, industries, and a lot more. But these metals are undergoing severe damage due to corrosion. So we can see some of the examples here. So there is a need to protect these metals from corrosion by following several preventive measures. So one such method is metallic coatings. In today's session, we will learn about various types of metallic coatings, how to prepare the metallic surface for coating, and different methods of coatings. What are metallic coatings? Coating of a metal on the substrate metal requiring protection against corrosion is called metallic coating. The metal that is protected here, it is called as base metal or substrate metal, and the metal which is coated on the surface of base metal, it is called as coating metal. Types of coatings. These metallic coatings are of two types, anodic coatings and cathodic coatings. So coating the base metal with more anodic metal are called as anodic coatings. Galvanizing is one such coating, and coating the base metal with more cathodic metal, they are called as cathodic coatings. Tinning is an example for cathodic coatings. Now pause the video for a while and answer this reflection spot. In which case of these two coatings, anodic or cathodic, the base metal will corrode faster? Yes, it is cathodic coatings. So let us see why in the cathodic coating the base metal will corrode faster. So for this, you should have the fundamental knowledge about the potential of metals. So this is the anodic coating where iron is the base metal and zinc is the coating metal. So zinc being more anodic than iron, it protects the base metal completely. So even a small coating on the iron protects the base metal. Whereas in cathodic coating, tin, which is noble in nature and is more cathodic than iron, it can give protection only if it covers the base metal completely. Even a small scratch on the coating metal here will make the base metal to undergo corrosion. So in case of cathodic coatings, the surface coating must be uniform throughout the base metal. Let us see the preparation for coating. So in this case of metallic coatings, the surface of the metal should be made ready for the coating. Again, it is time for reflection spot. So try to give some methods which are used for surface coating. Yes, these are some of the methods: mechanical cleaning, solvent cleaning, alkali cleaning, acid pickling, etc. So with any of these methods, depending on the impurities that are present on the metallic surface, we can follow and should make the metallic surface free from either rust or any old paint, oil, greases, etc. That means before the coating of a metal, its surface should be free from all types of impurities. Methods of coatings. There are many different methods of metallic coatings like hard dipping, metal cladding, electroplating, electroless plating, metal spraying, and so on. In this session, we'll discuss about hard dipping in detail. Coating of low melting metal like zinc, tin, lead, aluminum, etc. on base metals like iron, steel, or copper, etc., which are having relatively higher melting points, is called as hard dipping. There are two methods of hard dipping. galvanizing and tinning. Galvanizing, coating the base metal with zinc is called as galvanizing. So the base metal will be iron or steel, etc. But the coating metal is always zinc. So the process actually takes place in 4 steps. First, let us consider this is the iron sheet which is acting as base metal. The sheet should be free from impurities. That's why acid pickling is followed here. It is passed through sulfuric acid at around 60 to 90 degrees centigrade for some 15 minutes. And then it is passed through a washing bath to make the sheet free from acid traces. And then it is passed through a drying chamber in order to remove all the water traces. And then it is passed through a bath having molten zinc. So here the base metal is dipped into this molten zinc, which is maintained above its melting point. And here the molten zinc should be covered with ammonium chloride flux in order to prevent the oxidation of molten zinc. And then it is passed through a pair of hot rollers so that any excess of zinc will be removed. And finally, it is passed through an annealing chamber. That is, it is heated to above 650 degrees centigrade and slowly cooled so that a firmly deposited galvanized sheet will be obtained. Coming about the applications of galvanizing. So these galvanized objects are very much useful in various fields. The articles like roofing sheets, wires, pipes, nails, bolts, screws, buckets, etc. They are used in various fields. But there is one limitation. These galvanized articles should not be used for cooking or storing the food because the zinc, which is the coating metal in these galvanized articles, will dissolve in the acids of food, forming highly toxic compounds. So it is not at all recommended to use the galvanized utensils or articles for cooking or storing the food. Next method is tinning. So coating the base metal with the tin is called as tinning. So this is the process where the base metal should be first passed through an acid bath to remove the impurities present on the surface of metal. And then it is passed through. So here it is mandatory to pass this sheet through water bath, and then drying should be done. Later it is passed through a molten tin which is above its melting point, and here also it is covered with zinc chloride flux to prevent oxidation of this tin. And then it is passed through a pair of hot rollers to squeeze the excess amount of tin. And finally it is passed through a palm oil in order to give protection to the deposited article. Finally, we'll get the tinned article here. Coming about the applications of tinning. So because tin is a noble metal and it is having good resistance against atmospheric corrosion, it is used for coating any of the base metals like steel, copper, brass, etc. So here we can see some of the articles which are tinned, and because it is non-toxic in nature, the tinned utensils can be used for storing foodstuffs, oils, ghee, kerosene, and in packing food materials also. And in some of the refrigeration equipment and cooking utensils also, this tinning will be used. But here also some limitations are there. The tin layer completely covers the base metal. So in order to prevent the brittleness, sometimes heat treatment should be followed. And under certain conditions, whisker growth may appear from the tin layer. So the whiskers means nothing but small needle projections which appear from the tin layer. So they may cause short circuits when the articles are in electrical contact. Dear students, hope you have followed the concept. See you in the next session. Thank you.